Did you know that in the heart of Africa, beneath the great baobab trees, around flickering fires and quiet village squares, stories are told, not just for fun, but to shape lives? These aren't just folk tales. They are echoes of faith, ancient yet alive, carrying the wisdom of elders, the truth of Scripture, and a heartbeat of community. Today, we step into that world, a world where faith meets folklore and the voice of God can be heard in the voice of a grandmother telling a story. Across Africa, folk tales have always been more than stories. They are a way of teaching, of remembering, of passing truth from one generation to the next. And when Christianity took root on the continent, it didn't erase these stories. It transformed them. The result? A beautiful blend of faith and folklore, of Jesus told in rhythm and drum, parable and proverb. But sadly, many of these stories are unknown, hidden in the shadows of more mainstream narratives. Today, that changes. Today, we tell one. This is the story of Kofi and the talking drum, passed down through generations in a quiet village in West Africa. Kofi was a curious boy, born into a family of drummers. His grandfather was the village's drum maker, and his drums, they didn't just make music. They sent messages, called people to prayer, and sometimes even whispered scripture. One day, while walking in the forest, Kofi heard a voice calling his name, but no one was there, only an old cracked drum lying beneath a tree. He touched it, and it spoke, not in words, but in rhythm. Boom, boom, trust in the Lord. Boom, kaboom, forgive those who hurt you. Ka-kaboom, love your enemies. Kofi was amazed. He took the drum home, but told no one what it could do. Each night he played it, and something began to change. He forgave his older brother. He shared food with a neighbor who once stole from him. He stopped lying and began leading the village children in prayer with rhythm. The villagers noticed. "Kofi, you've changed," they said. Then came the test. The chief's son fell ill. The healer tried every herb, every chant. Nothing worked. Kofi prayed. Then he played. Boom, boom, faith. Boom, boom, healing. Boom, boom, God is near. That night, the chief's son opened his eyes. The drum was no ordinary drum. It was a gift from God, waiting for a heart pure enough to hear his rhythm. From that day forward, they called it the spirit drum. This story isn't just a tale, it's a message. It reminds us that God speaks in many ways, that faith can be expressed through culture, that even a child can lead when their heart is open to God. Kofi's journey is a reflection of our own, from ordinary to anointed, through rhythm, faith, and love. African Christian folk tales are special. They don't just quote scripture, they live it. They're built on respect, on community, on the belief that God is not far away, but close. Close enough to whisper through a drum, to guide through a grandmother's voice, to heal through a story. These folk tales are not separate from Christianity. They are part of its soul in Africa. So the next time someone tells you a story, listen closely. It might sound like a bedtime tale, but it could be something deeper, an echo of faith, a whisper of grace, a rhythm from heaven. Because in the magical world of African Christian folk tales, God's voice is never silent. If this story touched your heart, imagine how many more are out there waiting to be heard. Stories of courage, redemption, hope, like this video. Share it with someone who loves storytelling. Subscribe for more journeys into African wisdom and Christian truth. And tell us in the comments, What story shaped your faith? Let's keep these stories alive together.